Hello, friends. We continue our work. Next step. And today we will talk not about a conceptual frame, about what we have told, but we will talk about definition, definition of dualism, and first classification of dualism. Okay, and about definition. Definition. When we talk about the dualism, we of course, and we see it from the main this word, that it is idea that exist two contradictional entities, and of course from one side it is physical entity, from another, it is mental. Of course, when we talk about physical, it is our reality, what we can see before us, and what we can catch by our physical primers, maybe more correctly, instrument of science. I mean, different experiments and etc. Collider and what it's. Uh, Energy, elementary parties and forces, and etc. Of course, when we talk about mental sphere, it is something another because it is non-physical. And the main position of dualism, it is idea that mental we can't reduce to physical aspects and to physical laws of function uh, or reality. For example, when we talk about mental, we mean subjective experience. It is, of course, experience with qualitative states of consciousness. It is idea that exists. We use this word like metaphor, of course, but mental space. Mental space, it is another space what when we will compare with physical space. Because mental space, it is space more closely to time, space of time. It is strange space because here more important time, not space. For example, we can see concretely this specific in idea of stream of consciousness, where different our states develop and transform in another. And of course, we believe from this position that all these phenomena we can't, how I have said, we can't reduce to physical entities. And it is the main idea, and we will um, not concrete, we will develop this idea and show more specific uh, illustration of this. First classification, and it's the main task for our video today. Very shortly, it is idea that the exists the criteria of completeness uh, of applicability of dualism. What I mean? I mean that we uh, held in mind idea that we can realize the idea of dualism, idea of difference between two main entities to in relation to our reality, or only some parts of reality. Okay, what I mean that we can use this approach in global universe and our totality of reality, or we can use only to local some part of this reality. And firstly, of course, when we catch totality, and we will divide all this totality in two controversial positions. For example, abstract objects, non-material, and concrete objects, material. Out to these spheres, it is controversial spheres. And local sphere, local dualism, it is idea that um, we will work with only concrete, not totality. Yes, and we divide this concrete sphere. Okay, and for example, we can talk about souls, non-material souls, or persons, and physical bodies. What I mean when we talk about this, and let's try to illustrate these ideas. Okay, when we talk about global approach and global dualism, of course, we mean about material concrete objects, for example, the sphere, and another sphere on material abstract objects, the sphere. To this sphere, of course, it is our reality. And when we will compare this approach with another local dualism, it idea that exists only one part, phenomenological sphere with concrete objects, physical bodies, and non-material souls. That's all. And we will have our work only with this reality, without this. Because, for example, it is our methodological approach, and we can say we don't know what exists in ontological sphere, because the first approach, global, this approach where we talk about ontological spheres. And here we, of course, will have our work only with part of reality, for example, phenomenological. And here we catch and we can find non-material cells. And we, of course, must to present different proofs. But it's another question. Okay. Of course, we can show another examples of global and local dualism, but the firstly, of course, the very essential, it is only one idea. We catch her reality, uh, we uh, we have our work with our reality, or only part. That's all. It is very short and simple idea for the first classification. That's all. Thank you very much, and we will have our work in next video.